One Hour Photo is a really interesting film, as I'm pretty sure, not totally sure, but pretty sure that it's the only horror film, or I guess maybe in this case thriller is a more accurate description of it, to not only star Robin Williams, but that he is the antagonist of it. I was always a huge fan of Robin Williams, always. He has so much range. I mean, obviously, he's a very funny man, and he was in many, many great comedies, but I personally always preferred his dramatic work. One Hour Photo goes beyond that, however, as he plays not only a deeply troubled man, but one who is psychotic and dangerous. The setup is that Williams plays Cy, a man who works at the 1 Hour Photo section of a really big store that seems to sell everything. I guess it's pretty much Walmart, though, of course, it's a fictional store in the movie. Anyway, Cy takes his job seriously to the point of obsession. He treats his 1 Hour Photo lab as if it were a professional darkroom, and all of the photos he gets as art, regardless of how mundane or trivial they may be. While this just means that his work is of an extremely high quality and that his customers will probably never appreciate that, he also obsesses over the customers, or rather, he obsesses over his favorite customers, a family that comes in to have their photos developed. We learn that Cy has a big attachment to them and seems to want to be friends with them, even fantasizing about being part of the family as sort of an Uncle Cy type character. However, this obsession becomes creepy when we also see that every photo they bring in, he secretly duplicates and brings home, adding to a rather large and growing monument to the family that he obsesses over. As the story goes on, he tries, rather unsuccessfully, to become closer to the family while also getting on his boss's nerves, due to his obsessiveness and just odd behavior, not to mention his blatant preferential treatment towards his favorite customers. He even goes so far as to buy an expensive toy for the son, who rightfully realizes that there's something weird about that and he doesn't accept it. And Cy doesn't even understand why this is at all inappropriate. Things come to a head when his secret duplicating of photos is discovered by his boss, and he's told that he's being fired. And to make things worse, his vision of the perfect family is shattered when he finds out via the photos brought in that the father is cheating on the wife. Both of these events send Cy into a downward spiral where he starts to believe that instead of becoming an addition to the family, he should replace the father, who he believes is not appreciative of what he had, and his behavior escalates to stalking and threats in an attempt to cause the couple to split so that he could swoop in and take the man's place. This is a rather simple story. It's told with almost no frills other than some disturbing dream imagery, but mostly it's just a mundane sort of movie about a mundane sort of horror. But what makes it work is the mix of the believability of the situation and Robin Williams' performance. Never before had I seen him be so cold and evil on the screen, though we get plenty of glimpses of the softer, more genial side that Cy has. When his world comes crashing down, we see him lash it out in an unexpected way. The film also, especially towards the end, plays a bit loose with what's real and what are Cy's delusions, which could be confusing, but it also adds extra layers to the story. However, 1 Hour Photo is not perfect, mostly due to the fact that while Robin Williams was an absolutely fantastic actor, everyone else in this film isn't. And that's not to say that they're bad, it's just that they're not anywhere near his level, making this essentially a one-man show. I originally saw this film back when it hit cable after its theatrical run, and I enjoyed it then, but I have to say that watching it now, I feel like it's slightly more influential than I had originally realized. I came to find many parallels between Robin Williams' portrayal of Cy and another favorite actor of mine, Bryan Cranston's portrayal of Walter White. If you take Walter White's insanity, his deviousness all wrapped up in a cloak of geniality, mixed with the obsession with perfecting his craft, jealously guarding his secrets, and believing that no one else could do it exactly right, there's a lot of similarities, and I feel that the creators of Breaking Bad must have seen this film. Perhaps they wanted to expand upon its themes, or maybe I'm wrong, but it's interesting to think about it. Anyway, aside from the fact that Williams basically carries the whole film by himself, there's really no other major complaints, and I give 1 Hour Photo an 8 out of 10.